It's so corny. I did this take already and I forgot how hot the coffee was and I absolutely blistered my mouth, but that's fine. So you're looking to get involved in freelance photography or freelance videography in 2021 and beyond. Let me tell you a few things that I've learned on my journey over the last 6 months. Slap the intro. So quite often you'll hear, experienced freelancers will say, why are you getting involved in freelance photography or videography by your own choice? Well, for me, I didn't really have the choice. January 2021, I maybe still had a job. It was up in the air. Come February 2021, I was self-employed. I don't want to say unemployed, I want to say self-employed. So I was kind of thrown into the deep end, made the decision, against trying to look for another full-time job because I was passionate and driven to get involved in the world of photo and video. I've been doing photos professionally for about 15 years, more professionally for the last 4 or 5, and I just knew, hey, I'm 32, the time is right, let me pursue this dream. I have our studio built, I've got a bunch of gear, let's hit it. So I kind of went into February thinking, hey, listen, I've got everything I need. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time. Got expertise, got gear, what. It's going to be easy. 4 or 5 months, I'm going to be flying. It's going to be fantastic. That's the first mistake that I made. Now, granted, it's not exactly a mistake, but tip number 1 for getting into freelance photography / videography is take as much time as you can while comfortable setting up your portfolio, your brand, your leads, whatever you want to call it. But basically, if you can work for 6 months to a year at least, full-time or part-time, earning an income while building your brand, do it. The longer the better. For me, like I said, I had honestly about a month in January 2021 in the heart of COVID in South Africa, where it's already financially difficult to do anything in this industry realistically. But that's probably the most important thing that I've learned, is that even though I know a lot and I know a lot of people and I've got rad stuff and cool gear, the work is not going to come to you. So within step 1, when I say building your brand, step 2 is specifically build your portfolio. So if you want to be a food photographer and you want to photograph restaurants like my company Kingdom Coffee Shots, if you want to start doing stuff like that, then go and find a bunch of restaurants. Go to a coffee shop in the morning, say, hey, listen, I just want to have a coffee, but can I take some shots? And I'll at you for free. Or if you have friends who own coffee shops or restaurants, go eat there for free. Hey, if your dad or your mom cooks a banger dish most evenings, photograph that. Any single photograph that you take, especially in a more, professional focused mindset, I would consider that training or practice. Practice, practice, practice. It is literally a craft that you need to learn. So if you want to become a real estate photographer, maybe try hook up with a local real estate agent and say, hey, I'm a budding photographer. I'm looking to get involved in real estate. Can I do a few jobs for you for free? Most of them may say yes. Real estate photographers always want free work. Real estate agents always want free work, should I say. Because there's not a lot of money in it, especially houses under like the 2 million rand mark. In South Africa, that is. So another thing that you can do in real estate, just a tip as well, is photograph your own house. If you got a cool space like a big bedroom or you got a nice lounge, photograph your own house. Practice those verticals, practice the 2-light setup, practice a flash, whatever you need to do. Practice, practice, practice. And practice will tie into what is supposed to be point 2, but hey, listen, let's go point 3. Build your portfolio or your repertoire. So one of the most important things, and the first 3 are as important as any other point, but you have to build a portfolio for yourself. So all that free work that you've done, all that practice stuff that you've done at home, at a friend's house, or at a restaurant, or shooting your friends out on the beach, everything that you've shot that you think is worth putting online, put it online. Heck, even if it's bad, put it online anyway and show people your growth, show people your progression. It's for you, but it's also for them. The more that you have online, the more that you can show people, the better. For example, if you're a coffee shop photographer again, or videographer, if you shoot B-roll for coffee shops, if you've got you know, 5 or 10 different coffee shops that you've shot, even if it's for free. They don't need to know that it's free. But if you've got all of that on your Instagram page or on a Flickr account or on a portfolio anywhere online, the more you can take to a potential client when you walk in the door and say, hey, my name's so-and-so, this is what I do, I'd like to book a shoot for your restaurant. The more you can show them, the better. Besides having stuff on Instagram, and I always advocate for Instagram, even TikTok, even Facebook a little bit, that the more you have on Instagram, the better your global or international brand will look, so to speak. What else do I want to say? Oh, point 4. Don't rely on your gear too much. A lot of why I took so long to start is I just wanted better gear. I found myself saying that at the beginning of this week, on Monday. I was chatting to someone that I had shot and photographed. And I was saying, yeah, I'm ready to, you know, do this documentary or whatever. Like, I've kind of just been putting it off because I wanted this or I wanted that. And what he said to me was profound. And this isn't a photographer at all. He said, listen, bud, Alex, come here, my boy. He said, if you keep waiting until you have that next piece of gear that you want before you start, you're never going to start. Because most of us photographers and videographers, we always want the next best thing. You know, if you're a Fujifilm owner and you own an X-T2, you probably want to get an X-T3 or an X-T4. If you're a Canon owner and you own an RP, you're already looking at the EOS R or the R5 or whatever. If you're an R6 owner, you're definitely looking at the R5. But you get my point, you're always looking for something better. If you have cheap red headlights, which these are fantastic by the way, go look at my previous video. But if you have cheaper redhead LED lights, you're looking at, you know, the Lippmans or the Godox, or you're looking at the aperture lights. Why? Because everyone online is feeding you the best of the best. My tip to you is you don't actually need the best of the best. Take the best of what you have and take what's in your brain, practice, put a portfolio together and just go do the dang thing, man. I shoot on an XS10 for most of what I do, a Fuji XS10 for most of what I do. It's an all-around camera, it's a decent mirrorless, it's a crop sensor. Obviously, if I want to shoot some more pro things in studio, I will more likely go to, you know, the Nikon D810 bodies that we have. But even then, I've done a lot of model work in studio where I've just used my XS10 and it's fantastic. Heck, when I go shoot a restaurant, I take the red headlights. I take 2 cheap LED panels with me. I don't worry about taking any of the Godoxes or whatever the heck those things are called, I forgot, high-lows. So yeah, that's my 4th point. It's just take what you have and go. I mean, I watched a YouTube video the other day of a guy over in the States doing real estate videography, and he's just using an iPhone. Granted, he's using an iPhone 11, which is the same price as my camera, but like, that's not the point. The point is you can actually use older, outdated, less good gear to get really good results, especially while you're building up your brand, your name, your portfolio, all of those things. And point 5, I think it's a bit of a reiteration on something I said earlier, but once again, just get out there and start practicing. Just shoot everything. If you have the opportunity to go down to the beach, let's say you live close to the ocean, and you have either a sunrise coast or you have a sunset coast, just go and shoot at sunrise and sunset. Go shoot at the opposite times as well. Just go shoot it. It doesn't matter if it's been shot before. You don't have to get the bucket list shot every week, but you just need to get something. You need to be getting better at your craft. And I think point 6, point 6 is probably a bit controversial because I say quite often to my friends, like, don't spend too much time on YouTube, but then I spend a lot of time on YouTube. But actually go watch a lot of the good photographers. Go watch the Peter McKinnons or the Matty Hoopiers, however you say his name, or go watch the Daniel Schiffers if you're into B-roll. Go watch it. Learn what you can from it, but don't put your stock or don't take away from your stock or your value or your quality based on what you don't have compared to what they have. Yes, Peter McKinnon will do a review on a Canon and he will put the best lens in it, but that's not the point. What I'm saying is don't look at the negative sides of your comparisons, rather look at what you can learn from those videos. Because even I watched Peter McKinnon the other day, and he's doing reviews, not reviews, he's just watching what Hollywood guys do, and he's like, oh my gosh, like my days, I shouldn't be in this industry anymore. And when you realize that these guys are all people as well, they've all learned, there's a lot of information, and I watch YouTube videos almost all day. Not almost all day, I actually do work, I promise. But every evening I watch at least 2 hours of YouTube, and I'm just learning, and I'm trying to pick and get inspiration and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, if you have the opportunity to take a bit of time building your brand before you choose to go self-employed, freelance, professional, photo videographer, whatever, if you can take as many months as possible, do it. Trust me, it will benefit you so much. If you're in a situation like I am where you didn't have that opportunity, you know what, get out there, send 150 emails in a week like I did this week. If you send 150 emails and one person responds, that's positive. If not, do it all again next week. But what I just want to say is keep on doing it. Every day, wake up and see that morning as an opportunity to take what you learned the day before and put it into practice today. Because you will succeed. I will succeed, you will succeed, we'll all succeed. And I promise that life is just going to get so great for all of us. And man, I didn't put sugar in my coffee, which is why I haven't had another sip during the whole video. I wanted to do like a rad intro where I put the lights on and I was like, shee boy, but it's, you know what, I burnt my mouth and now I'm upset. That's my video. I'm hoping it's quick. I'm hoping it helps someone. I hope it motivates someone. I hope it doesn't demotivate anyone. If you need any tips or advice or you just want to chat, hop down in the DMs. Not in the DMs, hop down into the comments down below. And please go back and watch some of my old videos. I'm trying to get a bit of a following going. And obviously, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, comment. It all helps. It goes into the algorithm and it helps me build my brand. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you guys rock. If not, you guys rock anyway. See you guys next week.